I can go live. I'm sanding the joint compound down. Um, I want to go check my other devices and make sure that this is online and that it sounds good.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly achieve their dreams, while others remain stuck in an endless cycle of starting and stopping? What if the difference between extraordinary success and perpetual mediocrity came down to just one fundamental principle? Has this ever happened to you? You wake up on Monday morning filled with enthusiasm about 10 different goals you want to accomplish this year. Losing weight, starting a business, learning a language, writing a book, renovating your home, only to find yourself overwhelmed and accomplishing none of them by December. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover might completely transform your approach to achievement. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. According to Neville Goddard, the master of manifestation, the distance between where you stand and where you dream to be isn't crossed by scattered efforts or vague intentions. It's conquered by focusing your mind with laser-like precision on a single blazing target. Not 10, just one. When you direct all your mental energy toward one clear objective, something remarkable happens. Your entire being aligns with that purpose, making achievement almost inevitable. Most people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they never harness the extraordinary power of concentrated focus. They're busy, but not advancing. They're moving, but in too many directions at once. Their energy is scattered like sparks, fading into darkness, powerful in potential, but ultimately ineffective. The secret lies in defining your goal with such stunning clarity that your mind has no choice but to pursue it. Vague ambitions produce vague results. When you can see, feel, and describe your objective in vivid detail, when you can picture it so clearly it feels almost real, you create a blueprint that your subconscious mind works tirelessly to manifest in reality. What you're about to learn goes against everything modern productivity culture tells us about multitasking and juggling multiple priorities. This approach might feel radical, even uncomfortable at first, but the most transformative truths often do. The mind is like a magnifying glass. When its rays are scattered, they warm slightly. When focused to a single point, they ignite. Imagine what would happen if, instead of dividing your attention among dozens of half-hearted ambitions, you channeled all your mental, emotional, and physical resources toward one towering objective.
Alright, I'm going to get back to it. Looks like it's working okay. I'm sanding right now.
Measured against a single standard. Does this move you
Stage most people say they hate.
goal or not? In the coming minutes,
Most people act like it don't bother them. They really don't do it that often. Or they do it for a living and they've gotten used to it, I'd say. It's hard to believe anybody would enjoy this, especially above the head falling on your face.
You'll discover how to program your mind to lock onto that singular goal with such unwavering intensity that success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. If these principles of achievement have resonated with you, hit that subscribe button now. I'm on a mission to share powerful insights that will transform your life, and I'd love to have you join this journey of extraordinary growth. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing what truly separates those who achieve greatness from those who really reach for it. The hidden truth lies not just in selecting and defining your goals, but in the internal fire you build around it. This is where the real journey of transformation begins. Neville Goddard. understood that the strength of your desire directly correlates to your likelihood of success. It's not enough to prefer achievement. You must use it like oxygen. When your determination burns so fiercely that nothing can extinguish it, obstacles that would stop others really become fuel for your resolve. Think about the most successful people in any field: entrepreneurs, artists, athletes. What they all share isn't just talent or opportunity, but an unquenchable inner fire that says, I want, in this too, I must have this. This level of desire doesn't flicker at the first sign of resistance. It doesn't dim when the path grows difficult. Instead, it intensifies, consuming doubt, fear, and hesitation. But here's the mindset shift most people miss. Developing this kind of fierce determination isn't about waiting for motivation to start. It's a conscious decision you make daily. Feeding the flames through visualization, affirmation, and immersing in your goal until it dominates your thoughts. When your desire burns this hot, failure becomes irrelevant, rejection becomes meaningless, and fatigue becomes invisible. The most powerful revelation, however, comes in understanding that this inner fire means nothing without immediate action. This is where the real impact happens. Every moment of hesitation strengthens the resistance against you. The longer you wait, the heavier the first step becomes. Behind the scenes of every breakthrough achievement is this fundamental truth. Action creates momentum. Momentum develops into obsession, and obsession ultimately produces results. The world doesn't respond to good intentions or Sunday plans. It bonds to those who move decisively, who strike while fear still whispers. Consider this. The mind that hesitates grows weaker in each pause, but the mind that acts becomes unstoppable. Each bold decision proves to yourself that you can be trusted to execute. Each swift move reinforces your identity as someone who doesn't just dream, you do. This isn't about perfect action. Success doesn't require flawless steps, only consistent ones. Every empire was built one perfect grip at a time. The person who acts and fails learns more, grows faster, and rises stronger than the one who hesitates and stays still. Action transforms failure into feedback, while hesitation transforms opportunity into regret. The journey toward your singular goal requires both elements working in tandem. The burning desire that refuses to be exceeded, and the immediate action that gives that desire form in the physical world. Together, they create an unstoppable force that cuts through any obstacle. If today's message resonates with you, write in the comments, my fire is lit. I'm curious to know how many of you are ready to harness this powerful combination in your own lives. When you combine laser-like focus with unquenchable desire and immediate action, something remarkable begins to happen. The universe itself seems to conspire in your favor as momentum builds and those around you begin to notice the transformation taking place. But what truly separates those who reach the summit from those who only dream of it? The revelation lies in what happens when you hit the inevitable wall. Every worthwhile journey encounters resistance. The path to your singular goal will test you with setbacks, rejection, and obstacles that appear as immovable as mountains. This is where the watershed moment occurs, the decisive crossroads where dreamers turn back and achievers press forward. The breakthrough understanding that Neville Goddard illuminated is this: persistence doesn't just overcome obstacles, it fundamentally changes you in the process. Each time you refuse to quit, each time you push through when others retreat, you're not just moving closer to your goal, you're becoming the kind of person for whom achievement is inevitable. Consider the metaphor of water against stone. A single drop makes no impression. 1,000 drops, no visible form, but consistent pressure applied relentlessly over time, carves canyons through mountains. This is a hidden power of persistence. It's not about dramatic singular turning pressure by day after day. What appears immediately will eventually yield if your resolve remains unshaken. Behind the scenes of every overnight success story lies this truth. They endured years of invisible progress, moments where advancement seemed impossible, periods where others couldn't see or understand their vision. The differentiating factor wasn't talent or
I'll
luck.
have to check my
It was
other.
the decision to continue.
Somebody's in here. Will they send me a chat message?
Where the journey takes
See if my chat's working.
the path of
I think I'll get on my other
persistence
device
doesn't have to
and
be walked
see
alone.
if that works.
In fact, your environment becomes either the wind at your back or the weight that slows your progress. This is why choosing your allies becomes as crucial as choosing your goal. The mindset revelation that most miss is this: we become like those we surround ourselves with, often without conscious awareness. When you stand among people who breathe ambition, who refuse mediocrity, who speak of possibilities rather than limitations, their energy doesn't just inspire you, it fuses with your own, creating a powerful current that elevates your potential beyond what you could achieve alone. Don't let this moment of clarity fade. Subscribe right now to continue exploring these life-changing principles. Each video builds on these foundations to help you command your destiny with even greater precision. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how your standards shift based on who you're around? How conversations with certain people leave you energized and expanded, while others leave you drained and diminished? This isn't coincidence. It's the invisible influence of your environment shaping your aspirations and ultimately your actions. The transformative decision then is to curate your circle with intention, to seek out those who are already where you aim to be, to connect with minds that challenge rather than comfort you. When you do, persistence becomes less of a solo struggle and more of a collective momentum that carries you through obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. If you recognize the power of persistent pressure in your own journey, type in the comments. Mountains move for the persistent. As you combine unwavering persistence with the right arrows, another dimension of achievement begins to emerge. The power of crystallized purpose that cuts through distraction like a blade through the fog of distraction and uncertainty. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring what truly drives transformational achievement at its core. Look around you. Most people are wandering through life as if it's a rehearsal. They wake without urgency, move without direction, chase dozens of half-hearted ambitions, and wonder why none materialize. This is the silent epidemic of our age. Busy lives lacking purpose, movement without advancement, activity without achievement. The revelation that changes everything is what Neville Goddard called violent clarity of purpose. Not gentle preference, not casual interest, but a decision so sharp, so absolute, that it cuts through every distraction, every excuse, every ounce of hesitation. This level of clarity is revolutionary. It instantly separates those destined for greatness from those condemned to mediocrity. Behind the scenes of every remarkable achievement lies this foundation, a purpose defined with such precision that it eliminates the paralysis of indecision. When you know exactly what you want with unwavering certainty, decisions that once seemed complex become binary. Does this move me closer to my goal or not? If yes, you do it. If no, you eliminate it. This clarity becomes your armor against confusion, your compass in the wilderness of options. The hidden truth that most never realize is that vagueness is not just unhelpful, it's actively destructive to achievement. Every moment spent in uncertainty is energy leaked from your reservoir of potential. Every day without direction is momentum lost. The universe cannot deliver what you haven't clearly defined. This brings us to the mindset breakthrough that separates world changers from wishful thinkers. The willingness to burn everything else to the ground. Those who bend reality to their will aren't interested in their goal, they're obsessed. They recognize that scattered energy is powerless, while concentrated energy becomes unstoppable. Think of it this way: sunshine spread across a field merely warms the surface, but that same light focused through a magnifying glass ignites fire. Your attention, your resources, your time, all work the same way. When your purpose becomes the center of gravity, putting every thought, every decision, every ounce of effort toward it, you develop a momentum that obstacles cannot resist. The journey of transformation demands this level of ruthless prioritization. It's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but with complete devotion. It's about saying no to 99 things so you can say yes to the one thing that matters. This isn't cruelty, it's clarity. You are building something vast, and anything that doesn't contribute to its construction is sabotage. When you operate with this level of focus, something remarkable happens. Resistance begins to shrink. Doubt loses its voice. The fog of uncertainty clears. You move from scattered sparks fading into darkness to a guided missile locked onto its target. If you're ready to embrace this level of clarity in your own life, type in the comments: "Clarity is my superpower." As your purpose crystallizes with its razor-sharp focus, another dimension emerges that further accelerates your achievement. The power of locking your mind onto a single target with such intensity that it becomes a force of nature that shapes your reality. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the untapped power that lies dormant within your mind, waiting to be activated through laser-like concentration. Consider this revelation. Your mind is the most sophisticated weapon on earth, but without a specific target, it remains useless, like a missile without coordinates, like a compass without a destination. This is the awakening moment most never experience. They possess extraordinary mental capacity that allow it to dissipate like scattered sparks fading into darkness. The transformation begins when you understand that your mind requires precise direction to manifest its full potential. When you pursue a single purpose with unwavering passion, it becomes a guided missile, unstoppable, unerring, and impossibly powerful. This mental discipline isn't taught in traditional education, yet it's the foundation of every extraordinary achievement throughout history. Behind the scenes of innovation, artistic mastery, and entrepreneurial breakthroughs lies minds that refuse to scatter their attention across dozens of targets. Instead, they channeled all their mental energy toward one blazing objective until the world had no choice but to yield. But here's the mindset shift that accelerates this process exponentially. Writing down your goal with ruthless detail and precision. This isn't just helpful, it's fundamental to your success journey. Ambiguity is poison, precision is power. When you document exactly what you want, not vague wishes but specific outcomes with numbers, deadlines, and vivid descriptions, you create a blueprint that your subconscious mind recognizes as an irrefutable command. The hidden truth most miss is that vague goals create vague results. Your subconscious works like a supercomputer. It executes exactly what you program into it. No more, no less. When your instructions lack clarity, its tremendous power remains dormant or worse, works against you by manifesting unclear outcomes. This precision creates what psychologists call cognitive clarity, a state where decision-making becomes effortless because your mind instantly recognizes what aligns with your goal and what doesn't. Make it so clear that you could describe it to a stranger in one sentence without hesitation. Name the number, name the deadline, name the exact result. Think about the difference between saying, "I want to be financially successful," versus, "I will build a $100,000 monthly passive income business by December 31st through my online platform that solves this specific problem for this specific audience. The first is a wish. The second is a command. The first confuses your mind. The second directs it with precision. This level of clarity doesn't just focus your conscious efforts. It reprograms your subconscious to scan the world for opportunities, connections, and resources that serve your mission. It works well. You sleep, filtering reality through the lens of your clearly defined purpose. If you're ready to harness this level of mental focus, type in the comments, "My mind is locked on target." As you master this mental concentration and crystallize your goal with absolute clarity, another dimension of achievement emerges. The power of eliminating all possible routes of retreat to ensure inevitable success. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing one of the most counterintuitive yet powerful mindset shifts in the journey of achievement: the deliberate elimination of safety nets. History reveals an extraordinary pattern behind humanity's greatest accomplishments. When Hernán Cortés arrived in Mexico in 1519, he ordered his men to burn their ships, eliminating any possibility of retreat. This wasn't recklessness, it was strategic brilliance. When Alexander the Great invaded Persia, he too destroyed his fleet upon landing. Behind the scenes of these historic conquests lies a profound psychological truth. Humans access their highest capabilities only when retreat is impossible. The transformation begins when you make the conscious decision to burn the bridges behind you. This isn't metaphorical. It means deliberately removing every escape route, every plan B that gives your mind the option to retreat. When you leave yourself no way out, your subconscious will find a way forward. The mind becomes remarkably resourceful when survival becomes the only option. Think about your own journey. How often have backup plans actually served as unconscious saboteurs? The hidden truth is that keeping an escape hatch open divides your focus and weakens your resolve. It signals to your subconscious that failure is acceptable, that you're not fully committed to victory. This subtle doubt undermines your efforts before you even begin. But this principle extends beyond just eliminating retreats. The revelation that catapults achievement to an entirely new level is the ruthless elimination of anything not serving your definite purpose. Most people fail to realize that their resources, time, energy, attention, relationships, are finite and precious. Every moment spent on activities that don't move you closer to your goal actively steals from your mission. This requires brutal honesty with yourself. That social media habit, those unfocused conversations, those someday projects that drain your resources. Everything must be measured against a single standard. Does it contribute to my definite purpose or not? If the answer is no, it must be eliminated without hesitation. The mindset shift is recognizing that ruthless focus isn't cruelty, it's survival. You are building something vast and meaningful. Anything that will not contribute to its construction is, by definition, sabotage. This level of discipline feels uncomfortable at first, even extreme. But remember that extraordinary results require extraordinary methods. When you operate with this level of commitment, bridges burn behind you, resources align exclusively with your purpose. You access a power few ever experienced. Decisions that once paralyzed you become effortless. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable appear as mere stepping stones. Your mind, no longer divided between various paths, channels its full force towards a single outcome you commanded. If you're ready to eliminate your escape route and focus your resources with absolute precision, type in the comments. No retreat, only advance. As you master this ruthless elimination of distractions and safety nets, another dimension of achievement reveals itself. The clarity that emerges when every decision is measured against a single definitive standard that brings effortless power to your journey. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by by revealing the revolutionary simplicity that emerges when you operate with definite purpose. Think about the mental burden most people carry every day. Look at countless decisions, each requiring energy, each draining their limited willpower. Should I take this opportunity? Should I pursue this relationship? Should I invest in this venture? The average person makes approximately 35,000 decisions daily, most while mentally exhausted and without clear criteria. This decision fatigue silently sabotages achievement. But when you operate with definite purpose, something remarkable happens. Decision-making undergoes a profound transformation. You gain what psychologists call decision-making clarity, perhaps the most underrated superpower in personal development. The breakthrough realization is this: when you have a single measuring stick, does this get me closer to my goal or not? Choices that once paralyzed you become almost automatic. Yes or no, advance or decline, invest or withhold. This clarity becomes your armor against confusion, your shield against doubt, your weapon against procrastination. Behind the scenes of every extraordinary achievement lies this hidden truth. Success is rarely about making perfect decisions. It's about making aligned decisions consistently and without hesitation. When your purpose is crystal clear, the fog of uncertainty lifts. The path forward becomes visible not because it's easier, but because your vision is sharpened. This clarity extends beyond major decisions into every aspect of your daily existence. How you spend your morning, who you engage with, what information you consume, everything becomes subject to this single filter of advancement. The result is a life of remarkable alignment, where every choice, large or small, propels you toward your definite purpose. But this journey demands more than just decision clarity. It requires what Neville Goddard called total commitment. The mindset revelation that separates the extraordinary from the average is the willingness to commit to your goal as if your life depends on it, because your future does. Half-hearted. Dedication leads only to frustration. Most people declare ambitions but maintain one foot firmly planted in comfort. They say they want greatness, but protect their evenings, their weekends, their excuses. They want the prize without paying the price, and so they never taste victory, only regret. This level of commitment feels uncomfortable, even extreme to most people. It demands sacrificing comfort, ignoring distractions, rejecting mediocrity in all its forms. It means giving up the shallow praise of the crowd for the silent grind of the mission. But this is precisely where transformation occurs, in the space beyond comfort, in the territory most never explored. When your commitment becomes total, when you approach your goal with the same intensity of breathing, the universe itself seems to bend to your will. Opportunities align, obstacles diminish, and what once seemed impossible gradually becomes inevitable. If this level of commitment resonates with your spirit, write in the comments, "I'm all in, no reservations." As your decision-making clarifies and your commitment deepens, another dimension of achievement begins to reveal itself. The power of making your purpose the center of your identity rather than just an external objective you're pursuing. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exposing the silent saboteur that derails most people's journey towards extraordinary achievement. Have you noticed a peculiar contradiction in how most approach their ambitions? They declare grand goals while simultaneously guarding their comfort zones with fierce protection. This is the shadow journey most never recognize. The attempt to straddle two worlds, keeping one foot firmly planted in comfort while reaching for greatness with the other. The revelation that transforms your pathway to success is recognizing this pattern in yourself. Most people say they want success, but they keep their evenings sacred. They say they want extraordinary achievement, but they protect their weekends. They claim to desire breakthrough results, but they cling to familiar routines and comfortable habits. This is not the path to metamorphosis. Behind the scenes of every remarkable accomplishment lies this common thread, the willingness to abandon comfort entirely in pursuit of purpose. The breakthrough mindset accepts that you cannot simultaneously protect your comfort zone and expand your achievement zone. They exist in opposition, and one must be sacrificed for the other to thrive. This isn't about needless suffering or martyrdom. It's about recognizing that extraordinary results demand extraordinary measures. The price of greatness is paid in full, not in comfortable installments. Those who want the prize without paying the price ensure only one outcome. They never taste true victory, only the bitter aftertaste of what could have been. But there's an even deeper dimension to this journey, one that transcends mere sacrifice and enters the realm of identity transformation. The ultimate mindset shift occurs when your purpose ceases to be something external you're pursuing and becomes an essential part of who you are. Neville Bear understood this profound truth. If you don't really achieve the goal, you become it first in consciousness. When you think about your objective upon waking, plan for it while walking, dream about it while eating, speak of it as if it's already yours. It transforms from something you want into something you embody. This integration of purpose and identity creates a singular power. When your goal becomes who you are, rather than just what you do, quitting feels like dying. Compromise becomes unthinkable. Obstacles that would deter others merely strengthen your resolve, because they're not just attacking your goal, they're challenging your very essence. The revelation here is that identity drives behavior far more powerfully than willpower or discipline. When you declare I am rather than I want, your subconscious mind aligns all your actions, thoughts, and decisions with that identity. You no longer need to force yourself to take action. Action becomes a natural expression of who you become. If this resonates with your journey, write in the comments, I don't want success, I am success. As your purpose fuses with your identity, creating an unbreakable foundation for achievement, another powerful dimension emerges. The careful curation of every word you speak about your journey and the deliberate shaping of your mental environment. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing perhaps the most overlooked yet powerful tool in your journey toward inevitable achievement. The words you speak about your dream. Most people remain completely unaware of the creative power contained in their everyday language. They casually speak of doubt, limitations, and potential failure, not realizing they're literally programming their subconscious mind to manifest those very outcomes. This blind spot in consciousness might be the single most significant barrier between mediocrity and mastery. The profound revelation that Neville Goddard emphasized throughout his teachings is this: your words are not merely descriptions of your reality, they are the architects of it. Every time you speak about your dream, you're either undermining it. When you declare, I'll try instead of I, will, when you say hopefully instead of certainly, when you discuss the possibility of failure rather than the inevitability of success, you're literally instructing your subconscious mind what route to follow. The mindset transformation begins when you guard your power with the same vigilance you guard own powerful weapons. Speak only or limitations. Discuss your goal not as a distant possibility, but as a present reality unfolding on purpose. This isn't delusion, it's deliberate programming of the most powerful computer on earth, your mind. Behind the scenes of language lies another dimension rarely discussed in traditional achievement literature, the evolution of desire into something far more potent. Until your desire transforms from casual wish into burning obsession, you will never summon the power required to conquer significant challenges. This is the watershed moment that separates casual dreamers from unstoppable achievers. Casual wishes evaporate at the first sign of resistance. They lack the thermal energy to overcome even modest obstacles. But when desire evolves into obsession, when your goal dominates your thoughts, drives your decisions, and fuels your actions, you develop a force that can incinerate doubt, fear, and hesitation. The journey of transformation requires this level of intensity. Success doesn't go to the talented or the lucky. It goes to the obsessed, to those whose desire burns souls. Often no obstacle can withstand its heat. When you reach this state, your goal is no longer something you merely want. It's something you must have, something you refuse to live without. This isn't about unhealthy fixation, but about channeling your life force with such laser-like precision that your purpose becomes the gravitational center of your existence. When desire reaches this intensity, the universe itself seems compelled to yield, as if recognizing a force it cannot deny. If you're ready to harness the creative power of your words and transform your desire into unstoppable obsession, write in the comments, "My words create my reality." As you master the alchemy of language and develop desire that transcends casual wishing, another crucial dimension of achievement emerges, the cultivation of desire so fierce it feels like survival itself that powers all extraordinary achievements. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by examining the crucial difference between ordinary wanting and the unstoppable force that Neville Goddard called survival-level desire. Consider this profound truth. Most people merely prefer success. They would like achievement. They find the idea of mastery appealing. But this lukewarm wanting is precisely why they remain stuck in mediocrity. The revelation that changes everything is understanding that mild desire produces mild results. Transformational achievement requires desire so fierce it feels like survival itself. Think about a drowning person's relationship to air. There is no hesitation, no procrastination, no weighing of options. There is only the primal, all-consuming need for oxygen. This is the intensity your desire must reach to overcome the inevitable obstacles on your journey. When you want something with this level of intensity, failure becomes irrelevant, rejection becomes meaningless, fatigue becomes invisible. The mindset breakthrough occurs when you recognize that nothing can stop the person who would rise out and quit. This isn't hyperbole. It's the psychological reality behind every extraordinary achievement in human history. Behind the scenes of every breakthrough, every innovation, every unprecedented accomplishment lies this common thread. Desire so powerful, it transformed from mere wanting into existential necessity. But here's the hidden truth. Most achievement literature never addresses. This level of desire isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you deliberately cultivate through consistent, intentional practice. Like a muscle, desire grows stronger when exercised daily and atrophied when neglected. The journey of transformation demands that you feed your desire systematically, nurturing it until it becomes the dominant force in your consciousness. This begins with the simple yet powerful practice of writing down your goal and reading it aloud with genuine intensity and emotion each morning and evening. This isn't a mechanical exercise. It's a ritual of programming your mind. Combine this with vivid visualization, seeing your goal with such clarity that your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between the imagined scene and physical reality. This isn't daydreaming, it's deliberate mental rehearsal. When you see, feel, hear, taste, and touch your achievement in your imagination with consistency and emotional intensity, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways to accept this outcome as inevitable. The revelation that accelerates this process is understanding that your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between vividly imagined experiences and actual events. When you immerse yourself in the achieved state with all your senses engaged, Your mind begins operating as if that reality already exists, drawing to you the people, opportunities, and resources needed to manifest it physically. If you're committed to cultivating this level of unstoppable desire, write in the comments, my desire is my fuel. As your desire intensifies into an unstoppable force, through daily walking, another dimension of achievement emerges. The deliberate elimination of anything that might diminish your hunger for your journey toward inevitable success. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a counterintuitive truth that most achievement literature overlooks entirely: the danger of comfort in the pursuit of greatness. Consider this revelation. Comfort is the silent assassin of ambition. It doesn't attack with the obvious force of rejection or failure. Instead, it whispers seductively that you can wait, that you can slow down, that tomorrow is just as good as today. This voice feels reasonable, even wise, but behind the scenes, it's systematically dismantling your momentum, one small compromise at a time. The mindset breakthrough occurs when we recognize comfort not as a reward, but as an obstacle, something to be overcome rather than embraced. This perspective shift transforms how you approach your environment. You begin to intentionally eliminate anything that dulls your hunger for achievement. The soft bed that keeps you sleeping instead of rising early. The entertainment that consumes hours better invested in your purpose. The relationships that encourage settling rather than stretching. This isn't about embracing needless suffering. It's about recognizing that the path to transformation requires a certain productive discomfort, the kind that keeps your legs sharp and your hunger alive. These visual reminders of why you must succeed everywhere. Your goals written on mirrors, motivational triggers on your phone, evidence of your vision surrounding your workspace. These constant prompts maintain your intensity when comfort would lull you into complacency. But there's an even deeper dimension to sustainable achievement, one that transcends external motivators entirely. The ultimate revelation is understanding that your goal must be tied to something far more profound than material rewards or social recognition. When your objective becomes intertwined with your very identity and legacy, it creates a power that ordinary motivation cannot touch. This is the psychological catalyst that transforms wanting into being. When success isn't something you pursue, but someone you are becoming, this feels like a form of death. It becomes unthinkable, not because of external consequences, but because it would violate your deepest sense of self. This integration of purpose and identity creates a resilience that withstands any obstacle. Consider what happens when your goal shifts from I want to build a successful business to I am an entrepreneur who creates value for others, from I want to write a book to I am a writer who shares important ideas. This identity level commitment activates parts of your psyche that mere goal setting cannot reach. It aligns your subconscious drivers with your conscious intentions, eliminating the internal conflict that sabotages most achievement journeys. If this deeper connection between identity and achievement resonates with you, write in the comments, I am my purpose, not just its pursuer. As you forge this unbreakable bond between your identity and your goal, another crucial dimension emerges: the strength to ignore those who would discourage your extraordinary vision, with unwavering confidence in your vision. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by reviewing one of the most crucial psychological barriers you face on this journey: the well-intentioned dream killers who surround you. Have you noticed how quickly people offer reasons why your ambitious goals can't be achieved? This isn't coincidence. It's a revealing phenomenon that exposes a painful truth about human nature. Most people have surrendered their own dreams, compromised their own standards, and settled for far less than they once imagined possible. And nothing threatens their narrative of that's just how life is, more than someone who refuses to accept those same limitations. The revelation that transforms your path forward is recognizing that their discouragement isn't really about you. It's about them, their skepticism, their practical advice, their suggestions to lower your expectations. These are all projections of their own surrendered ambitions. Behind the scenes of their well-meaning warnings lies their own unresolved regret. The mindset breakthrough happens when you develop selective hearing, when your desire for achievement becomes deaf to negativity, focus only on the voices that elevate rather than diminish your vision. This isn't about arrogance or dismissing genuine feedback. It's about guarding the precious resource of your belief with fierce protection, recognizing that doubt is contagious and exposing it weakens your momentum. But there's an even deeper dimension to sustainable achievement that few ever recognize. The fundamental difference between temporary motivation and permanent desire. The hidden truth is that motivation, while useful, is fundamentally unreliable. It's an emotional state that fluctuates with circumstances. It's high when things go well and vanishes when obstacles arise. It's present when you're rested and disappears when you're exhausted. The transformation occurs when you stop depending on motivation and build instead on burning desire. Unlike motivation, genuine desire doesn't require optimal conditions. It doesn't fall when you're tired. It makes you rise even when exhausted. It doesn't disappear when things go wrong. It fights harder when everything collapses. It doesn't need external inspiration. It generates its own internal fire. This distinction illuminates why most people start strong but fail quickly. They rely on the fleeting energy of motivation rather than cultivating the sustainable power of desire. Motivation asks, do I feel like doing this today? Desire declares, this will be done, regardless of how I feel. This is the psychological engine that powers achievement through the inevitable valleys of fatigue, setback, and doubt. If you're ready to rise above the limitations others would place on you and build achievement on the foundation of permanent desire rather than temporary motivation, write in the comments, my desire outlasts my challenges. As you develop immunity to discouragement and build achievement on the foundation of burning desire rather than fleeting motivation, another crucial dimension emerges. The power of absolute faith in your inevitable success, even when circumstances suggest defeat. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing the invisible force behind every extraordinary achievement in human history, the power of absolute faith. This is where the true alchemy of manifestation occurs. Most people approach their goals with hope or wishful thinking, but Neville Goddard understood that faith operates on an entirely different frequency. The revelation that transforms your journey is recognizing that faith is not hoping or wishing. It's the absolute conviction that what you desire is already yours. It's seeing the finish line before you take the first step. It's declaring victory before you even enter the battlefield. Think about how differently you would approach your goals if you had absolute certainty of their fulfillment. The hesitation that normally accompanies action would vanish. The doubt that typically clouds decisions would clear. You would move with a confidence and clarity that no obstacle could diminish. This mental certainty becomes the invisible engine that pulls you forward when logic screams to quit. The mindset breakthrough happens when you understand that faith is not a passive quality that some possess and others don't. It's a psychological muscle that you deliberately strengthen through consistent practice. You build faith like a fortress, brick by brick, day by day, through visualization, affirmation, and immersion in the feeling of your fulfilled desire. You train your mind to accept your success as inevitable until doubt can find no purchase in your consciousness. Behind the scenes of every remarkable achievement lies this hidden truth. The world will test your faith. It will throw failures at you, losses, setbacks that make even the strongest question their worth. And when these challenges come, only faith will keep you moving. When everything collapses, when no external evidence supports your vision, faith whispers, take one more step. This is precisely where most people fall. They begin with excitement, but never build the leap strong enough to withstand resistance. The moment they face opposition, doubt creeps in. Their mind whispers, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe this is impossible. From that moment, their energy dies. The revelation is understanding that doubt poisons effort. It drains speed, blurs vision, destroys consistency. The transformation comes when you recognize that the mind will always prove itself right. If you secretly believe you will fail, your subconscious will guide you toward failure. If you deeply believe success is inevitable, your subconscious will find a way to make it so. This isn't mystical thinking, it's psychological programming. The mind that believes in victory will continue seeking solutions when the doubting mind has long surrendered. If this resonates with your journey, write in the comments. My faith is my foundation. As your faith grows into an unshakable foundation for achievement, another dimension emerges that reinforces this powerful mindset. The deliberate control of every word you speak about your journey and transforms into the voice that guides your mind towards inevitable success. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the battleground where achievement is truly won or lost. The territory of your inner dialogue. Most people remain completely unaware of the constant programming happening in their own minds. Every thought you think, every word you speak to yourself is either moving you toward your vision or away from it. This isn't philosophy, it's neuroscience. Your brain physically reconstructs itself based on the patterns of your thinking. Negative, doubtful self-talk literally rewires your neural pathways to expect and create more negative outcomes. The revelation that transforms this inner landscape is recognizing that you can intentionally rewire your mind through disciplined language. This goes beyond mere positive thinking. It's deliberate mental reprogramming. Replace if with when. Substitute I hope with I will. Eliminate I can and insert I am. These aren't semantic failures, they're precision instructions to your subconscious mind. Your internal dialogue isn't just commentary on your reality, it's the architect of it. When you catch yourself in doubt, immediately override it with certainty. When fear whispers, this might not work, immediately counter with, this is already working. This mental discipline becomes the invisible foundation, supporting everything you do externally. Behind the scenes of this linguistic mastery lies another powerful dimension, the deliberate creation of your future through systematic visualization. This practice has been misunderstood as mere daydreaming, but Neville Goddard revealed its true nature as one of the most potent manifestation techniques available to the human mind. The mindset breakthrough occurs when you understand that visualization isn't just helpful, it's essential programming of your subconscious. When you see yourself achieving your goal in vivid detail, feeling your emotions, hearing sounds, experiencing the reward, you're creating neural pathways that your brain cannot distinguish from actual experience. This isn't fantasy, it's mental reversal of inevitable success. The revelation is that your subconscious mind accepts images as reality. It doesn't judge whether what you're seeing is happening now or will happen later. It simply accepts that vivid pictures you choose as instructions to be manifested. When you consistently immerse yourself in a achieved state, your subconscious begins orienting all your perceptions, decisions and actions toward creating that outcome in physical reality. This practice requires discipline. Close your eyes, eat. Morning and evening, walk through your success in complete sensory recall. Don't just see it, feel it. Don't just imagine it, experience it. This isn't casual visualization. It's deliberately putting a success pattern into your neural architecture. If these techniques of mental mastery resonate with you, write in the comments, I control my inner world. As you gain mastery over your inner language and visualization, another powerful dimension emerges, the deliberate curation of your external environment to reinforce rather than undermine your vision that shapes the landscape where your vision either flourishes or withers. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing the often overlooked social dimension of achievement. The people you allow into your inner circle, have you noticed how certain interactions leave you energized and expanded, while others drain your confidence and cloud your vision? This isn't coincidence. It's the invisible influence of your social ecosystem at work. The revelation that transforms your journey is recognizing that the people around you are either elevating your conviction or eroding it. There is no neutral ground in this territory. The breakthrough understanding is that people who doubt your vision aren't just expressing opinions. They're literally planting seeds of fear in your mental garden that, if allowed to take root, grow into psychological paralysis. Their skepticism isn't harmless. It's contagious. The limitations aren't just their own. They become yours if you permit continued exposure to their mindset. Behind the scenes of every extraordinary achievement lies this common thread, deliberate curation of relationships. This isn't about arrogance or isolation, it's about psychological protection. Your belief system is your most precious asset, and those who consistently undermine it must be kept at a careful distance, regardless of their intentions or relationships with you. The mindset. Transformation occurs when you intentionally align yourself with those who speak the language of possibility, who see greatness in you even before it's fully expressed, who expect excellence rather than mediocrity. When you stand among such minds, your own conviction elevates naturally. Their energy fuses with yours, creating a collective momentum that carries you through obstacles that would stop you individually. But there's an even deeper dimension to manifestation that most misunderstand. Entirely, the relationship between faith and action. The revelation that changes everything is recognizing that faith is not passive waiting or blind faith. It's the active demonstration of belief through relentless forward motion. This is where many spiritual teachings are misinterpreted. True faith doesn't sit still waiting for miracles. It moves with certainty toward its vision, proving its belief through consistent action. Every time you act with courage, despite uncertainty, you're not just advancing toward your goal, you're proving your capability to yourself. This evidence strengthens faith, and strengthened faith inspires bolder action, creating an upward spiral of achievement. The transformation begins when you understand that faith and action aren't separate concepts. They're two sides of the same coin. Faith without action is fantasy. Action without faith is mechanical. But when they merge, when belief drives action and action reinforces belief, you create an unstoppable force that the universe itself seems compelled to respect. If you recognize the power of this alliance between faith and action in your own journey, write in the comments, faith moves mountains through my hands. As you cultivate relationships that elevate your vision and prove your belief through consistent action, another critical dimension emerges. The focused acquisition of specialized knowledge that transforms your passion into power and transforms your passion into extraordinary value. Now I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a fundamental truth that separates high achievers from the perpetually average, the power of specialized knowledge. Look around at our information-saturated world. Most people are drowning in facts yet starving for transformation. They know a lot about everything but not enough about anything to create genuine impact. This is the silent epidemic of our age. Broad and shallow knowledge that fills conversations, but rarely builds impact. The recognizing that general knowledge makes you common, while specialized knowledge makes you powerful. The marketplace doesn't reward those who know something about everything. It rewards those who know everything about something and can use it to produce results. Power emerges when your mind becomes a laser, not a lantern, concentrated, not even scattered. Behind the scenes of every extraordinary achievement lies this pattern. One person went deeper than others dared. They chose a single path, a singular skill, one focused obsession.
Without the ones like you working tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. No matter your industry, Granger's here for you with professional deals and products. Call me for the Granger at time and just stop by. Granger, the one who gets it done.
Negative thoughts at some point be, I'm not good enough, this is too hard, or I'll never make it thoughts can creep in and take control of our minds. But here's a powerful truth you need to hear today. You have the ability to choose your thoughts. If your mind is like a garden, whatever you plant in it, whether it's positive or negative, grows. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, that's what will bloom. If you start planting thoughts of confidence, success, and resilience, that's what your life will begin to reflect. The good news? It's all in your hands. Most people let their negative thoughts to the side and let them dictate their actions. But what if you could break free from that cycle? What if you could step up, take control, and start thinking in a way that propels you forward instead of holding you back? This video is not just another motivational speech. It's a wake-up call. A challenge to transform the way you think and ultimately transform the way you live. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to break free from that negativity and build a mindset that pushes you to take action, to be relentless, and to succeed. It's time to stop letting the doubts decide your future. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. And the change starts in your mind. Stick with me, and I'll show you how to switch your thinking, take out control, and start moving in ways you never thought possible. Now let's dive into how you can truly kill your negative thinking and start creating the life you've always dreamed of. Number one, make self-improvement a daily practice. If you don't take control of your mind, life will do it for you. And let me tell you something, life doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your potential. If you let it, life will fill your mind with doubts, fears, and excuses. One bad experience and you'll start thinking you're a failure. One setback and you'll start believing you're not good enough. That's how negativity takes root. It sneaks in when you're not paying attention. And if you don't do something about it, that negativity doesn't just sit there. It grows, it multiplies, it starts shaping your thoughts, your decisions, and ultimately your future. Before you know it, you're stuck living the same day over and over again, wondering why nothing ever changes. But let's be clear, your mind isn't the problem. The problem is that you haven't trained it to work for you instead of against you. If you want to kill negative thinking, you have to make self-improvement a daily practice. Not once in a while, not when you feel like it, every single day. Because here's the truth, your mind is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it gets weak. It becomes lazy. And a lazy mind will always default to negativity. Always. That's why you can't leave it up to chance. You can't hope that one day you'll just start thinking positively. It's not how it works. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to build the habit of feeding it the right things every single day. Now, some people hear this and think, that sounds exhausting. I don't have time for self-improvement every day, really. But you have time to scroll through your phone for hours? You have time to overthink and stress about things you can't control? You have time to listen to people who do nothing but complain? See, it's not about having time, it's about what you prioritize. And if you don't prioritize your own growth, who will? No one is coming to fix your mindset for you. That's your job. So where do you start? You start by paying attention to what goes into your mind. Most people don't even realize how much negativity they consume daily. The news, social media, toxic conversations. These things shape the way you think. And if you're not careful, they will shape your life. That's why the first step in self-improvement is guarding your mind like your future depends on it, because it does. Instead of starting your day by checking your phone and filling your mind with nonsense, start it with something that makes you better. Read 10 pages of a good book. Listen to something inspiring. Write down your goals. Do something that strengthens your mindset before the world has a chance to fill it with negativity. And don't just do it once. Do it every single day, because what you do daily is what shapes you. If you read 10 pages of a book today, you won't see a difference. But if you do it every day for a year, that's 3,650 pages of wisdom. That's the difference between being stuck and breaking through. But reading alone isn't enough. You have to take action. See, a lot of people love to learn, but they never do anything with it. They watch motivational videos all day, but never apply anything. That's not self-improvement. That's procrastination disguised as progress. Real growth happens when you take what you learn and use it. If you read something powerful today, don't just think, wow, that's inspiring. Ask yourself, how can I apply this to my life today? And then do it. And let me tell you something. When you start doing this daily, you'll notice something incredible. Negative thinking starts to lose its power over you. You stop dwelling on problems and start focusing on solutions. You stop overthinking and start doing. You stop looking for excuses and start looking for opportunities. And you know why? Because when you train your mind to grow every day, it stops settling for less. It stops expecting negativity as normal. It starts demanding more. But here's the catch. This isn't a one-time thing. You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm done with negative thinking and expect it to disappear forever. It doesn't work like that. Negative thoughts will always try to creep back in. Fear will always try to stop you. Doubt will always whisper in your ear. That's why self-improvement has to be a daily practice. It's how you fight back. It's how you stay in control. And I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I miss a goal? What if I fall off track? Look, man. Missing one day won't ruin you, but letting that one day turn into a habit, that's where people go wrong. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. You don't have to get it right every time, but you do have to get back up every time. Because here's the truth. Self-improvement isn't something you do when life is easy. It's something you do so that life doesn't break you when it gets hard. It's something you do to make sure that no matter what happens, you stay strong. That no setback, no failure, no disappointment can take you back to the person you used to be. Because once you commit to this path, there's no going back. You'll start to see yourself differently. You'll start to expect more from yourself. And when you expect more from yourself, life starts giving you more. But it all starts with one decision. The decision to stop waiting. The decision to stop making excuses. The decision to start improving yourself every single day, no matter what. Because the moment you make that decision, you take your power back. The moment you make that decision, negative thinking starts to die. And the moment you make that decision, your entire life starts to change. Number 2, detach from past failures and regrets. Your past does not define you unless you let it. Too many people are living today with the weight of yesterday pressing down on them. Carrying regrets, mistakes, failures, like they are chained to their past. And they wonder why they can't move forward, why they feel stuck, why no matter how hard they try, they seem to be trapped in the same cycle. But here's the truth. It's not your past that's holding you back. It's your attachment to it. It's your unwillingness to let go. It's your decision, yes, decision, to keep reliving what should have already been left behind. You cannot change what has already happened. No matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you analyze it, no matter how much you punish yourself for it, it is done. You cannot go back, but you can go forward. And that is where your power is. The moment you stop replaying your past failures, the moment you stop giving energy to regrets, that's the moment you start living again. That's the moment you start winning. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I made so many mistakes. I wasted so much time. I hurt people. I failed at things I really cared about. And yes, that may all be true. If you think holding on to that guilt, that shame, that disappointment is going to fix it, do you think spending another day, another week, another year dragging yourself through those memories is going to make you better? No. It's only going to steal more of your time. It's only going to drain more of your energy. It's only going to keep you stuck in a place you don't belong anymore. You have to understand that. Failure is not the enemy. Mistakes are not the problem. It's what you do after them that matters. Every person you admire, every person who's ever achieved anything great, have failed. The difference is, they didn't let their failures define them. They learned, they adjusted, they moved on. And that's exactly what you need to do. There are people who spend their whole lives trapped by something that happened years ago. They define themselves by their worst moments. They tell themselves, I'm not good enough because I failed before. They stop trying because they think their past predicts their future. But listen to me, your past is only a teacher. It is not your identity. The only way it has power on you is if you give it power. And you know how most people give their past power? By replaying it over and over in their minds. By feeding energy. By talking about it like it still matters today. But it doesn't. The only reason it still feels real is because you keep bringing it back to life. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop reopening wounds that should have already healed. Stop reminding yourself of things that are no longer relevant to who you are becoming. If you failed before, good. That means you tried. That means you put yourself out there. That means you were in the game. And if you keep trying, if you keep moving forward, you're going to succeed. But only if you stop holding on to what didn't work before. Let me ask you something. If you were driving a car, would you keep staring at the rearview mirror? No, because you'd crash. And yet, that's exactly what people do with their lives. They keep looking back. They keep focusing on what's behind them instead of what's in front of them. And then they wonder why they're not making progress. If you want to change your life, you have to start acting like your future is more important than your past. Because it is. What's ahead of you matters more than what's behind you. The only thing you need to take from your past is the lesson. That's it. Not the pain, not the regret, not the guilt. Just the lesson. And once you have it, let the rest go. I know it's not easy. I know sometimes the past feels like it has a grip on you. But that's just an illusion. The only thing keeping you tied to is your own thoughts. And the good news, you can change your thoughts. You can train your mind to let go. Every time you catch yourself thinking about an old failure, stop yourself and shift your focus. Every time regret creeps in, remind yourself that you are not that person anymore. Every time doubt tries to pull you back, remind yourself that you are moving forward and nothing is going to stop you. You owe it to yourself to give your future the energy you've been wasting on your past. You owe it to yourself to stop looking back and start looking ahead. And you owe it to yourself to finally, once and for all, detach from everything that has been holding you back. Because the moment you do, you'll feel something incredible. You'll feel lighter, you'll feel stronger, and you'll realize that the only thing that was ever stopping you was the belief that you couldn't be wrong. But now you know that. Now you know that the past only has power if you allow it to. And from this moment on, you are taking that power back. Number 3, stop comparing yourself to others. There is no faster way to destroy your confidence, kill your motivation, and rob yourself of joy than by comparing yourself to others. And yet, so many people do it every single day. They wake up and the first thing they do is look at someone else's life, someone else's success, someone else's achievements, and then they convince themselves they are not enough. They convince themselves they are behind. They convince themselves they are failing. But let me tell you something important. The only person you should ever compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. That's it. Because the truth is, no two people have the same journey. No two people start from the same place, have the same struggles, or face the same obstacles. And yet, people make the mistake of measuring their progress against someone else's story, someone else's timeline, someone else's highlight reel. And when they do, they set themselves up for misery. You have to stop looking at what other people are doing and start focusing on your own path. Because when you compare yourself to others...
I think that's enough for one day. Go get cleaned up. 2 people on here. It said 2 for a while now, so I think one's even my other account. Go get cleaned up and go for a walk. It's probably sunsetting. And then I may get back on a little bit later this evening to do a workout on my weight set and talk to people if they get on. There's quite a few stopped in last night, so yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm filthy. This stuff is nasty. I'm going to go get cleaned up right now. So if anybody's on here and sees this, have a good day wherever you're at.